Welcome to the September 2012 episode of Iowa City in Focus, and welcome back, students. Though the town doesn't exactly shut down while you're gone, the traffic has certainly picked up again now that you're back. On this month's episode, you'll hear about a recent joint venture between the University of Iowa and the City of Iowa City to bring zip cars to campus and downtown, a new option in transportation for students and non-students alike to zip around town and decrease the number of cars heading in and out of downtown every day. You'll also learn about an unusual race recently held by the city, and City Manager Tom Markus talks with Wendy Ford, the city's Economic Development Coordinator, about the city's role in supporting the development and growth of businesses in our community. Stay tuned.
Today we're with Wendy Ford, the city's Economic Development Director, and Wendy's going to talk to us about the economic development policies and program of the city. So in a general way, why don't you describe what the Economic Development Department is and how it functions?
Sure. Well, I think in a nutshell, I can say that our division is the business liaison to the community or to city government, both ways. We're sort of the middle man or the middle department for business to get what they need from the city, and for the city in certain ways to get what they need from business.
So we provide loans and grants and in various forms, and the different programs that we use to do that. So why don't you talk about some of the different programs that we offer and how they might help a business both in startup or maybe a business that we're trying to retain here too.
Sure. Well, I'll start with the small programs, and we have one through our Community Development Block Grant Entitlement, in short CDBG.
And that's a federal program.
That's a federal program, comes through the state, but and has a few strings attached too with job requirements, and that particular pot of money, we'll call it, is especially well suited for the startup business and the creation of new jobs. We've used that several times very successfully in the community with businesses such as Home Ec Workshop on Lynn Street, The Wedge Pizza, Discerning Eye. They've used these funds, and while they're not grant funds, they are low interest loan funds, and we can be generous with our terms, or flexible, let's say, with our terms in the repayment of those. So it gives new businesses a good startup financing option. We also have another program of economic development funds that are with the city's own within the city's own general fund, and those also have a fair degree of flexibility with them, and you're familiar with those, especially because you've got the discretion to use those or to call in the Economic Development Committee to help make decisions on awarding funds from the economic development funds. So those are the two smaller ones. Depending on the area of the community you're in, there may be other sources of funding as well. The one that's probably that has the most notoriety is tax increment financing. Iowa City uses that judiciously, but also for businesses that in general will grow the property tax base of the community. And that's one of our goals in economic development, is to grow that property tax base so that property taxes collected from improved properties will then provide tax relief for the rest of the community.
We'll return to Tom Markus and Wendy Ford in a moment. But first, let's hear about zip cars, which arrived in Iowa City last month.